gon' flex me a bad body. So, it's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Good evening. Welcome to iBoxingHub. If you're new to this channel, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. I go by the name of BIYENGE, feature your Truly Tre, and our special guest, Sugar Ray. What's good?
Come on, man, we're out here, man. After some breaking news, but let me not. Let's not get into that just yet.
Let's not get into that. Obviously, we got a special, tremendous show for episode 227. This was kind of put together by Sugar Ray and my cousin. It was just an idea of, a debate. We was having this conversation on WhatsApp anyway. And what we're actually going to do for the people, we're just going to navigate how, some of the A-listers in boxing. So you're talking about Canelo, you're talking about AJ. How are they navigating the twilight of their career? And I've obviously got a case for Canelo, Sugar Ray, representing STAYWEIGHIN. They just had a tremendous show yesterday. So people, hopefully you're watching what they're doing because they're absolutely smashing it. So Abbas and Sugar Ray, and big up to Kami as well in the chat. Big up to Kami. Happy Wednesday to you, and big up to Mr. Neutral. Big up to you, my brother from Red Corner Boxing. I call him, the Jim Watt of New Boxing Media. But Ray, cuz you're obviously going to be the judge of this. Let's get the ball rolling, man. What you saying?
Listen, man. The argument started, people. You guys be the judge of it, yeah. Trey is upset because let's start it. Let me get the story correct. Trey was saying they need to take a chance and make a big event in Congo. Fair enough. That was all good. To which I then said it's a shame because Bacoli dropped the ball. To which Trey then goes, he didn't drop the ball, and AJ is shook. Now, this is where we was talking about how an A side conducts themselves. I was saying, with AJ being the A side in his twilight, why is he going to take a high risk, low reward fight with Bacoli? And then he said, oh, and AJ is only going to go and fight Yoka. And I'm like, yes, because a non-belt AJ is going to take a tune up because he is not at championship. Let me not say he's not at championship level no more. He's not fighting for the belts no more. He's in his twilight. So my thing was, if he's in his twilight, why is it an issue that he's not facing Bacoli? Why should he have to face Bacoli? That's crazy. It's crazy to expect him to do that. But we'll start there first before we go on to further explaining. So, Trey, the floor is yours.
You know what, cuz? I want you to narrate.
In a way, I hear what Sugar Ray's saying, because look, maybe AJ would like to fight the likes of Martin Bacoli, but it's a risky one because look, he just lost to Triple D, and he wants to fight the likes of Fury. He can't afford to lose again. All he can, but it's just like,
he can't.
He needs to look good in his next fight. Do you know what I mean? He needs to at least smoke this person. I mean, it would be nice if it's Martin Bacoli, but it's. I mean, for the viewers out there, who would you want AJ to fight? Tony Yoka or Martin Bacoli? But then again, when you deep it, AJ could potentially fight Tony Yoka in France. Do you know what I mean? So they can potentially sell out the stadium in Paris. So financially, it still makes sense. Unfortunately, Martin Bacoli, okay, they could do that fight in Africa, but there's no leverage. There's unfortunately, look, if Martin was to beat the likes of Parker when he had the opportunity when he fought Parker, and he beat FA, then yeah, but right about now, it's just like, it's a tricky one. It's really a tricky one. So at this present moment, I have to agree with Sugar Ray what he's saying. Even though, me, I'm Team AJ, but look, I mean, look, just the other day they were talking about him and Jake Paul. Nonsense, you know. So, what's your thoughts?
Crazy, Jake Paul. Just the fact that you got, you know, AJ potentially, you know, having those negotiations or, you know, offers for Jake Paul. I believe he did also send an offer to Andre Ward as well, just after.
Where is the proof of said offer?
I'm just going by what's been said online, man. But look, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is this: you've got two people in this situation, so I'm obviously putting a case for why Canelo, because you obviously
we're not going.
No. I'm just you got
Canelo, yeah?
No. Let's
fight the.
Let's lay no.
Stuff. This is the politician stuff that Tre does.
No, let's lay on the table.
Fight the first point first.
All right. All right. Let's fight. We'll play your game. I'm more than happy to play it. So, AJ, his last fight.
Mm-hmm.
Who did he have his last fight against?
Triple
D. He lost that fight.
A world championship for in another stadium fight. You know, something light for AJ. Top A side. You know, that's all I'm saying. But go on.
Top A side. When was the last time Top A side has had I would say a recognizable victory at that level? Just as this ain't even like a disrespectful one or nothing, but just on that level, actually having a victory on that level to warrant not skipping because that's very disrespectful, not ducking, not warranting a fight with Bakoli or someone in that top 10 so you can get back in the mix to be another champion.
Where the disagreement comes in, he's not a contender. He's in the twilight. Twilight means you're past your best. In all respect, I am Team AJ. The guy went in a gunslinging match with Daniel Dubois, which shouldn't be advised, because you shouldn't go gunslinging with someone younger than you. But the point being is, when you've achieved what AJ has achieved, he is now beyond belts. That is the truth. AJ is at the point where he is beyond belts. So you saying, arguing,
but wait. So he's beyond. Okay, so I know this is where we kind of got to lean into the Canelo situation.
No, not just yet. Look. There's no parts that I'm covering on this AJ stuff.
No. The reason why I'm saying this is because I'm obviously preempting that one of your issues with Canelo is obviously Benavidez.
Yeah.
You're saying that he's been ducking this fight or whatever, but if you look at what Canelo's been able to achieve in the sport, so he's had 63 wins. He's a multiple weight champion. He's the first and only super middleweight undisputed champion 2 times, defending his belt 4 times when he was champion as well. So if Canelo is putting out a number that he wants Turkey to give him and Turkey doesn't deliver that number, then someone like Canelo, through what he's achieved in the sport, I kind of not gone into Canelo's, what he's achieved, him becoming undisputed.
You're making a parallel though.
Canelo
does not have a Usyk in his division that's come and taken over.
But he's had those big fights.
AJ,
he's not had Triple G. He's not had Triple G.
See, you're doing false equivalencies.
No, but it's Triple G. He's had that fight with Triple G. He's had that trilogy that's put him up to certain heights where he's had someone threaten him in a division, and he's had that war, and he's been able to win it.
And that was when Canelo was how old? How many years ago was that?
That was quite a while ago.
Exactly. We are talking about now. Twilight. I'm saying
no, but if
you keep on speaking on them like they're contenders, they are not contenders no more. They are past champions. And with
AJ, that's AJ. Canelo is in his twilight right now. Canelo's in his twilight right now, but what is he doing? He's having super fights with fellow guys.
Brother, you're talking about super fights, This is against a guy, and don't get me wrong, I'm not against this super fight. I like the super fight.
No, this is what you wanted.
Wait. The challenge is for Crawford. The challenge is not for Canelo.
Oh, here we go.
If
So
Canelo
what,
wanted-
when Canelo wins, if Canelo wins, you're gonna be like, oh, the smaller guy came up.
Yes.
Oh
That's
my
the unfortunate.
So Canelo
That
can't
is
win.
the unfortunate case of if you're in the higher weight class, that is going to be held against you. That is what it is. That happens with every other person who's beating the smaller guy. Bernard Hopkins, one of his commercial biggest wins is Oscar De La Hoya. But when people talk about Bernard Hopkins' biggest wins, they don't mention De La Hoya because it's just like, yo, De La Hoya was coming up to challenge you. They don't say, when we talk about Hopkins' biggest wins, they go Roy Jones Jr., Kelly Pavlik, his fights at light heavyweight. They're not talking about when De La Hoya came up. So
these are you see the levels. Like, this is where I want to kind of put a disclaimer out for the people where this is no disrespect. I'm not a fighter. I'm just a fan, analyst, just putting out my opinion. Bernard Hopkins, Canelo, these guys are kind of in a different ilk to where AJ is in terms of the sport. I feel that AJ, he's not at that point of those names that you mentioned.
We are talking about being A-side. We're talking commercial A-side. We're not talking about boxing legacy. We're talking commercial A-side.
No, but we have to consider.
Stop being a politician.
No, but we have to know. But we have to consider what they've done in the sport.
People watching this right now, this is what happens.
Go on.
Stop being a politician. We are talking about being the boxing A-side, because a lot of people with greater resumes than AJ also haven't done what AJ's done commercially. I am talking about where AJ is commercially, where he is in his career, being in his twilight. You want him to fight like a contender, and I'm saying he is not a contender. So when you're talking about, oh, he's ducking this person and ducking that person, yes, he can.
I think
he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to.
I think he has to. If we're gonna talk about,
why does he have to?
No.
If he's not fighting for a belt, if he's not vying for a belt, why does he have to?
Bro, if we're gonna talk about, look, we've had the statements, man. Let's not go there. AJ wanted to be champion again. I'm sure he still has aspirations of wanting to be champion again. So why not fight fighters within that top 10 ranking to kind of push you up, rather than fighting Tony Yoka?
Be champion again.
Respectfully,
those talks were happening before the Triple D fight. You're talking about
Tony Yoka. What did Bacoli do to Tony Yoka, bro? What did Bacoli do to Tony Yoka?
Yeah, he beat him.
Light. So you want to fight someone potentially.
Once again, low reward, high risk. If AJ, the non-champion, remember we're talking about non-champion AJ. If AJ had a belt, what you're saying is making sense. AJ is not a champion. The only reason Bacoli wants that fight is because of what? His A-side commercial appeal.
Of course.
So the same thing you're trying to put down on him, saying, oh, AJ ain't done this, AJ ain't done that. Guess who's still the A-side? Guess who's still the money man? He is.
AJ.
And if he knows,
because of those reasons,
if he knows he's at the end of his career, why is AJ going to fight a Bacoli that's going to be, one, dangerous, and two, doesn't bring nothing to the table?
Watch this. All right, watch this. All right, cool. We're gonna just quickly flip it, since you've obviously said that. So Benavidez now, because you've got your situation with Benavidez now, you wanted Canelo.
Well, prior situation, Benavidez done the right thing and moved on with his life after Canelo ducked him. Go on.
But did you have an issue with that?
Yes. Do you want to know why?
Why is your issue with that?
Because Canelo was champion. That's why. There's a big difference. Canelo, champion. AJ is not the champion. So AJ is free to do.
They're both. No, bro. This is where the worlds come together. Canelo, through his boxing achievements and accomplishments, has put him on that level where he is also the AJ from a commercial value, bringing in that as well as his boxing achievements. They've been able to put him at that point where fighting Canelo is similar to
go on, BIYENGE. No, it's not the same. Go on, BIYENGE.
So let me just drop this point. If Turkey is not delivering a certain number to Canelo, then why should Canelo, at the twilight of his career, I'm going to kind of put the
champion Canelo, the champion Canelo,
100%.
But
Nasty. This
you
is
know,
nasty.
I hear what Ray's saying, cuz. Listen to what he's saying here. Listen to what you're saying. He's saying a non-champion AJ doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to. Like, put it this way. He's at this point where he's gonna be retiring soon anyway. So the way I see it, I could be wrong. I
Okay,
think
yeah.
his fight with if it's Tony Yoka, it's
Mm.
a warm-up fight until he
Yes.
fights the likes of Fury, and then that's it pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Now Canelo, he's champion, champion.
Okay.
Benavidez wanted to challenge Canelo. Canelo wasn't giving him that fight.
For
People
the
talking about
belt.
money here. It's not
No,
about
for a
money.
certain
Like,
figure. No, but
Huh?
cuz for a certain figure, Canelo is at that level, cuz.
but listen, all right,
Where
listen.
no,
You can't
cuz.
excuse it when he's
No.
a champion.
What do you mean you can't excuse? Of course.
When he's
It-
a
it- nah.
champion, you have to defend your belt against the best.
Listen,
Have
to
you not,
be
why you
the
have
support
you not
Tank.
seen what he's been able to achieve in the
That's why you
sport?
support Tank.
don't get me wrong. Canelo has achieved a lot. I'm not knocking
Canelo
that,
can do
but-
if he likes, cuz. He can retire now and
Yes,
no one
he
can
can.
touch
But
him.
okay,
You're
cuz.
doing
put
false
it this way.
equivalencies.
Full weight champion,
Put it this
To
way.
the first and
topic. Stop
only
being a
undisputed.
politician.
No, but I'm putting in the facts
I
out there.
hear
cuz.
what
I'm
you're
putting out
saying.
the facts in Sugar Ray as well.
I
Those
hear
are the
what you're
facts.
saying, right?
If
But-
Canelo doesn't get a certain figure to fight a certain man that they want everyone to fight,
But listen,
then-
but hear this.
you know what I mean?
Remember, Canelo fighting Crawford. It's a challenge for Crawford. The Canelo beats Crawford, yeah. It's gonna be a while. He moved up 2 weights. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But Canelo fighting Benavidez, it's like, why ain't he doing that? Why would he choose Crawford and not Benavidez? Because in his eyes, in his mind, Crawford is an easier opponent for him because he's
Exactly.
moving up, whereas Benavidez will potentially give him problems. I'm not saying it'll be, I don't know. It could be.
No.
The thing is, we got to think that
What I think is, yeah, and sorry to kind of just cut you off there. Look, this is because I kind of want to drop this point at this point.
Mhm.
Turkey offered what he put out there for Crawford. He put an offer out there for the Benavidez fight. He didn't want to pay him that much for the Benavidez, so he kind of said to him, "Look,
And why
I'm
is he
giving you
put that much
Crawford.
money out on Benavidez to face Benavidez?
But why can't he? What if he knows his value as a fighter, as a global pay-per-view star of boxing, the pound for pound golden goose of
And
boxing?
you don't think he's pricing himself out of the Benavidez fight?
I don't think he's pricing
At the
himself.
end of the day, do you
He's
know
not pricing himself.
why? Because guess what? If you're saying he didn't price himself out, why did he face William Skull? Why did he face Jamel? Why did he face who's the other one? Who's the other guys that he had a mandatory against Ryder?
Mungia.
But Mungia was the nastiest one. Mungia and Belanga. That's when I said you are ducking Benavidez.
Yeah.
That is called a duck. Shucky, quack. That is
we did
duck.
say that. We did when he was fighting.
It was
Munguia,
no.
and-
Listen,
yeah.
up until Ryder, yeah.
Wait,
I
look,
said-
at the end of the day,
Ryder, I said fine. You want to give Triple G a cash out, which he did. I like that. Good after his Bivol loss. I said that Bivol loss because I see that Abbas is writing. So after
we got to run through some of Abbas's
and
comments.
remember, he never returned to face Bivol, but that's another story. So after he ducks Bivol, he gave Triple G. He took. You could call a tune-up fight against a past it Triple G, but I was happy Triple G got his payday, so that's all good. Then he faced Ryder in a come back home fight to Mexico, which I love that for him. Then he faced Jamel Charlo, which was a strange one, but I was still like, do you know what? It is what it is.
Charlo Ox called him out.
Yeah,
Charlo him out.
no. But listen, when he
Paid
then
him
faced
the money.
Belanga and Munguia now, and then William Skull, you are not going to tell me facing those three in a row trumps Benavidez, and you being the champion. And listen,
So what was AJ's last three fights before Triple D?
Was AJ the champion?
Bro, but
This
AJ
is what you keep on doing. You're not
but bro,
AJ is not the champion.
but he's the GOAT. In terms of a commercial value,
No,
he's
it's
up
different.
there.
It's different.
It's like fighting a champion.
No, it's not. No. Guess what?
Is it
You
not?
said it's wait. I'm going to use your words against you. You said it's like
Go on.
fighting a champion.
Yeah.
It's like fighting a champion, right? Canelo
Hey.
is the champion. Canelo is the champion.
Same kind of payment fighting Canelo and Joshua.
Are you telling me?
Same kind of payment.
AJ did? Are you trying to tell
Same
me?
kind of payment for fighters.
Canelo, do you think Canelo made more money if he faced Berlanga than over Benavidez?
Did Turkey give
No,
him
answer the
money that he
answer the question.
No, but bro,
It's a
I'm saying
straightforward
that.
question.
I'm
Do
just saying
you
that
think-
Canelo put a figure. It's like, look, let me give you an example, Sugar Ray. Let me just kind of drop it.
And bear in mind,
Let me just put an example.
Bear
Let
in
me
mind,
just put an example.
WBC interim champion when Benavidez was trying to get that fight.
Yeah.
Let's remember that.
Yeah. All right, cool. It's like you're applying for a job, for example. You go, you have the interview. You got your value on what you want. You're sitting down with the CEO. They're giving you, okay, we're gonna offer you so and so as a wage, but you're saying I want so and so as a wage because I've done boom, 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 boom. Now, the reason why I'm giving you that example is when you look at Canelo's resume and what he's been able to achieve in the sport, why doesn't he warrant the figure that he wants from Turkey? So if Turkey's not delivering that figure to fight Benavidez that everyone wants him to fight, but he doesn't have to fight Benavidez.
Is it a realistic figure? Why doesn't he have to fight
Does
him?
Canelo
So
need Benavidez in his legacy?
You're telling me
Canelo need Benavidez in his legacy.
You was arguing that AJ should fight one of these upcoming contenders, even though he's not a champion. But Canelo, who has the belt, shouldn't face people who have fought to be in the #1 spot. How does that make sense?
At the end of the day,
answer that.
At the end of the day, look, bro, I'm keeping it real. At the end of the day, when you're El Presidente, Canelo, you can do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want.
Canelo ducked.
You didn't duck no one. How can you call Canelo? How can you call Canelo duck through everything he's been able to achieve in the sport?
Because
he can do whatever he likes. He doesn't need a Benavidez in his record. He doesn't need but Joshua needs Fury in his resume. Yes, he does. Am I wrong?
But neither of them.
Am I wrong? Does AJ need Fury? Does AJ need Fury in his legacy?
I'm not falling for this. That makes no sense. It's a false equivalency.
Does AJ need Fury in his legacy?
False equivalency.
Does AJ need Fury in his legacy?
Wait. Let me answer this. AJ and Fury are not belt holders.
At the end of the day,
word to Glorilla, AJ and Fury are not belt holders. So them fighting each other.
They need each other.
It's more for money.
Money-wise, they need each other. They need each other. But you're right. Just a quick one. Really.
It's different because remember what I was saying about Canelo. My issue with Canelo was this before.
Bro,
wait, let me land this plane quick.
I'm just going to land through these points quickly, man. Go for it.
My issue with Canelo was this before.
Yeah.
If you want to do the Mayweather thing, if you're in the twilight of your career and you want to do the Mayweather thing, where Money Mayweather, like, you would only have one belt, and will fight for that one belt and then relinquish it. Because he know the belt. Remember, he just used to rack up WBC belts, and then he'll let them go. So if you want to pick and choose who you fight, then do that. But don't hold up a whole division and hold up rightful contenders, and then say that that's not a duck. That is a duck. You can't be undisputed, and then face Munguia.
He could fight whoever he
wants. And then face Berlanga, and then then you can't have that stance and then look at AJ who hasn't got a belt and then say, well, you need to fight contenders. But the guy who's actually a champion,
I'm trying to. What I'm trying to get you to understand is what has AJ warranted? What has he done? What has AJ done in
stadium fights? Count the stadium fights with me. You tell me how many stadium fights.
Tell me victories. Put across victories.
When
was the last time Joshua has won a A-list world championship
fight?
What's
that got to do with?
Want me to tell you when?
He is the A side.
You want me to tell you when?
He's the A side.
You want me to tell you when?
No.
Last time we done it was against Ruiz.
You know why that doesn't matter in this case? Because he doesn't have the belt.
No, but I'm trying
to do what he wants. He can do what he wants because he doesn't have the belt.
Why does he warrant to do what he wants now?
Because he's the commercial A side and he doesn't have a belt.
Him commercially, this is no sort of disrespect or nothing towards him or nothing, but when you're talking about a Canelo ducking the Benavides for a certain reason.
Yeah.
He's the champion, but he can do whatever he likes as the champion.
No. The champion is the key thing because that's what Benavides wanted. He
Remember, boxing.
If Canelo, no. If Benavides says
boxing and different sports are a bit different.
Only want the money. Going after Canelo, then fair enough. There's a reason why. Guess what happened? What did Benavides do when Canelo was stuck in? And Benavides said, "You know what? I'm gonna move weight up." And he got what? A belt to become a champion.
Yeah.
If Bakoli beats AJ, what does he win? Does he win a belt? Does he become a champion?
Who? If Bakoli beats AJ,
does he become a champion?
Man, he'll make a lot of money. He'll make a lot of money. He'll make a lot of money. It'll be the equivalent of someone fighting a Canelo.
No. We're not talking about likes. We're talking about what does he become?
Equivalent. We're talking about equivalent.
Does he become a champion? Stop being a politician.
We're talking about equivalent.
We're not talking about equivalent.
It doesn't become a champion, but we're talking about
exactly. So you cannot equate Canelo and AJ because Canelo is the champion. AJ is not a champion.
I think Abbas wants to come on.
Yeah, slap him on. All right, so guys, wait, hold on. Let me just slap that on for him, man. But
no, that's fine. I'm gonna let the crowd know this is the most shameless AJ. Sorry, this is the most shameless Canelo and Fury fan there is. Abbas is the most shameless Canelo fan, so don't expect impartial, objective things to be said from Abbas. We are talking about if AJ has no belts and he wants to fight whoever he fights, that's his prerogative. Because you're saying how many stadium fights? How many stadium
you're forgetting to stadium fights? How many has he lost? Tell me the last stadium fight he's won.
Well, guess what?
When was the last stadium fight he's won?
Why did Bukali want to fight him?
When was the last stadium fight he's won?
When
was the last stadium fight he's won?
His resume, yeah. So why
when was the last time?
If he's so bad, why does your guy want to fight him?
He's won.
If he's so bad, why does your guy want to fight him then?
Answer that. When was the last stadium fight he won?
If he is so bad, why does your guy want to fight him?
What you talking about? AJ?
No, I'm talking about Bukoli. If AJ is so bad, why does he
money?
Exactly. And guess what? Guess what Bukoli don't bring to the table. So why would AJ, who's gonna cash out soon, is gonna face
Bukoli right now? I would say he's ranked higher, man. He should be ranked.
What is ranking? See, this is what you're doing.
He should be ranked.
What has ranking got to do with it? He's not a contender. He's not fighting for belts. He's cashing out.
I just want to say this. I don't have a lot of time, but wait, let me get into a better position.
Yes,
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
can you guys
hear you, brother? Yeah.
Sweet. So I'm just gonna paint a little timeline. Right. So Dimitri Bivol, when Canelo lost to him, just wait. This is what we're gonna say. Right. Dimitri Bivol, when Canelo lost to him, at that point he was 168 undisputed. He cleaned up and he dared to be great.
Yeah.
Fine, it happens. It happens. Right? Nothing against that, right?
Yep.
Then, if we're right in saying, Ray, you are okay with him fighting Triple G and cashing out for Triple G, am I right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, perfect. Right. Then John Ryder. Do you have a problem with John Ryder fight?
No.
Okay, great. Then, if I'm not wrong, we got Jaime Munguia.
No. Wait.
Who was after Jaime? It was what's your boy Charlo? That same fight that same fight that I recall you said is going to be a tough fight. Yes or no?
I said.
So,
Wait, no. That's not moment. That is me saying I was hoping Jamel had that dog in him, and we found out he didn't.
Okay, but at the point when that fight was announced. Were you appreciative of the fight? Was there any sort of no? You were okay with the fight, am I right?
I was saying it favored Canelo, but I liked seeing it.
You liked the fight, great, cool. So we've established that point. At this point, we've got Benavides working his way through. Fine, cool. Then it's Jaime Munguia, right?
Nasty.
At that point, no, wait.
That is when it got nasty.
Just wait. Let me land.
Yeah, you gotta let him land.
At this point, Benavides has beaten Andrade around November time the year before, the same year. Dingy's done his fight. Mexico versus Mexico, we make an occasion. We also destroy Oscar De La Hoya, and we like to do that. And God willing as well, help Jaime Munguia free the shackles of Oscar De La Hoya. Shout out to Canelo for saving the Mexicans from that prick.
Oh my, this is so
No. Just wait. Just let me know. At this juncture in David Benavidez' career, he's now declared he's going up to 175.
No, he hasn't.
He goes
Not
up. His
that
next
point.
fight goes to 175.
No. Correction.
Let Abbas learn. Remember, we've got like 15, 20 minutes going back and forth, man. Let him learn, man.
When he faced, I believe when he first faced Jamel Charlo, Canelo did. That's when they were told, oh, Benavidez needs to fight one of the other interim champions. This is after he beat a game, what's his name? Caleb Plant. Yeah. And then he went on to beat Andrade, who everyone else agree at super middleweight, everyone else ducked Andrade. Yes or no? He was a tricky opponent.
Yeah, but you also cried about it. And
I wouldn't say that.
You come from
At the time, nobody wanted to face Andrade because Andrade had a tricky style, which was
tricky, but it was more commercially.
I can even give you that.
It wasn't commercially viable.
Andrade was the biggest low reward, high risk. And guess what happened? He still took that fight and beat someone who was interim champ. So at this point, not only are you number one WB in the WBC, you've also beaten I think it might have been the WBA super middleweight champ at the time.
But whatever,
so by the time the Munguia fight comes round, it's like you are purposely avoiding. No, wait. Let's not forget. Not only did the Munguia fight come round, he then said after that in the September date, it's still not going to be Benavidez. So at this point, it's like you are purposely avoiding Benavidez because at that point, when he faced Berlanga, you actually had no good excuse to say.
Where was Berlanga ranked at that particular point in time?
Berlanga was. Who did Berlanga beat to get that fight?
That's not the point. That's not the point. My point being,
it is the point.
You can't say the ranking.
You know what is the point? You just asked me where was Berlanga, and I told you. That's why I'm asking you back. Who did Berlanga beat at that point?
We know that we know that there's a handful of fighters in the world of boxing.
Is McCrory some big name that deserves a Canelo?
But Belanga's always been shit. I've never liked Berlanga. There's a reason why I told everyone.
At what point was Canelo then gonna face a rightful contender? Remember, you're undisputed champion. So as much as, and this is why I kept on saying, if you want to do the Mayweather route because you're in the twilight of your career,
you can
release some of the belts. Once again, this is what I said. Release some of the belts because therefore.
Didn't he release one of the belts? He did. Okay. He released the belt.
My point being is this.
After the Berlanga fight.
Okay, my point. The moment you declare for 175, regardless of this conversation,
why did he declare 175?
No.
Why?
The moment you declare,
why did he declare 175?
Hey, listen, people declare for multiple different weight classes. Your body can't handle it.
I'm asking you, Abbas. I'm asking you a straight answer. Why did he declare 175?
His body probably feels better and more secure at 175.
And who did not give him a title shot that he deserved?
Right. Now,
after being ranked, after being ranked number one in WBC, after becoming the interim champion at WBC, who was still told you're not getting a title fight?
All right, let me ask you this question.
Let me just say, let me report this point.
Say this point.
The reason, right? So out of all these fights that I have listed to you, the one fight that you have an issue with is the one fight prior to David Benavidez declaring for 175.
No, I had a fight with the Munguia. Don't do that.
No, that's the fight. The Jaime Munguia fight is the one because you are fine with him fighting Charlo. You're fine with him doing the John Ryder fight. You're fine with him doing Dimitri Bivol. But it's just that one specific fight.
No. That's, remember, it was Triple G, then it was Ryder, then it was Jamel.
Yeah.
Three fights. Okay with three fights. That's three fights. You have not fight. That's three fights.
Your account. That's why I asked you. No, by
Free
your
fight.
account, yeah, but by your accounts, you were okay with Canelo to be able to take them fights.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's all. So it's just that one specific fight against Jaime Munguia.
It's not
that
about the
you
one
thought-
specific fight. It's not about the one specific fight. It's the fact that, yo, we get you're the commercial guy, yeah. So if you want to do a fight just for commercial reasons, I have no issue with that. You done 3 fights for commercial reasons. I never won
But
for
can he not warrant
Yeah,
it?
but that no, but that's fine. He's done what he's done. But my whole argument here is the one fight that draws you over the line for Canelo being a duck is the Jaime Munguia fight.
Yes.
Okay, now you will know yourself having Mexico versus Mexico. That's an occasion. Okay, I appreciate. Fine, you can say that, but it's an occasion to be able
Was
to get two.
Munguia an occasion?
The concept of Mexico versus Mexico and getting rid of
Was
Oscar De La
Munguia
Hoya.
an occasion? Did we care about the Munguia fight like that?
We cared about the occasion of the fight.
Did
Mexico
no.
versus- No, the opponent, fine. The opponent, I've got the opponent's not the thing, but the fact is, the occasion being Mexico versus Mexico and freeing Jaime Munguia from the wrath of Oscar De La Hoya.
We didn't care
It's
about
fair.
Munguia.
But
We
that's
don't
not
care
what.
about Munguia like that.
So all this
respectfully.
concept of duck actually stems realistically from one specific fight that Canelo took too much, because you have said to me right now on camera
That's a
you
preacher
are
right
more than happy for the previous 3 fights where Canelo cannot be declared a duck. So it's one specific fight.
No. But what you're saying is leading into what I'm saying. If you want to do those fights for commercial reasons,
Yeah.
I understand it. But to go 4, 5 fights without fight,
No, but that's the thing. The fifth fight. No, but this is the problem. That
crazy.
fifth fight. No. That fifth fight is at that point where Benavidez is 175, or he's going to fight at 175.
No,
It's
he
actually-
fought. No. Correction, because Canelo took that 4th fight against a non-rightful contender.
In
'Cause
Jaime
it's different.
Munguia.
Remember, let's not forget, David Morrell was also an interim waiting for that.
we know what
Yeah,
David
yeah.
Morrell is. You know, and I know. We discussed it offline. David
No.
Morrell would have done
No,
nothing of
regardless,
value.
whether no. But what I'm saying, the point is, David Morrell was still number 1 and interim. So whether we like David Morrell or not, yeah, that was still the rightful contender. Regardless if we like him
that's
or not.
fine. But my point being is,
The point being is 1 to 3 fights not facing the contenders is one thing. Once you get to the 4th fight of not facing a rightful contender, you can't tell me that's not a duck.
no, but that's my whole point.
furthermore,
Your whole
going into
thing
tank
is one
settings.
fight. Your
That's
whole thing
going
is that.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm seeing.
You know what
I'm
it is, my
seeing-
brother Ray? Honestly, my bro, let me just say this, man. Like, bro, you are absolutely battling hard, brother, man, and I appreciate it, man.
No, because I had to come for this one with a bit
Yeah.
more context.
It's not.
Because
But
I've
no,
been
but
burnt
what you're
before.
saying
But
is,
I
I
was
think
not-
what you're
Abbas
saying
is,
is a gotcha
Abbas is
moment.
right here, man. You know, at
How?
the end of the day,
Can I just put
Oh,
one
no,
more
wait,
thing
I'm
out there?
explaining
let
to
him
me
land.
what
Let him
is he
land his
right
last
about.
point. Let him land. Let him land.
No, wait. Trey, what is he right about?
Let him land his last point.
I
and
know
I'll
you, but
explain.
you're saying he's right, so I'm asking you, what is he right about?
At the end of the day, you got to kind of look at what Canelo's been able to do in the sport, man.
What has
Look,
that got to
you're
do with what
talking
he's
about.
saying? What
You're
is he
talking
right
about. Look, you're talking about Mayweather moving like Mayweather, yeah. For example, yeah. So Mayweather, after he accomplished what he accomplished in the
Yeah.
sport, you saw he transitioned into the Money Mayweather
And
character,
he
right?
potentially, yeah.
Exactly, and then he was able to dictate who he fights or whatever. So,
And
Canelo-
once it was
Canelo-
Mayweather undisputed.
but yes, but Canelo
Was Mayweather undisputed?
did. All right, let me ask you this question as
Did
well.
Mayweather stay at one weight class?
Mayweather wasn't undisputed, but let me ask you a
Exactly.
question: did Mayweather duck Errol Spence?
He may have.
But I wouldn't call that a duck because Mayweather did not, at that point of his career, needed to fight Errol Spence in that
No,
situation.
the difference is.
So what's wrong with Canelo saying
Here's
to
the difference. Here's the difference.
Benavidez,
By
like,
the
look,
time, wait. By the time,
bringing me certain peas?
wait. No.
I'm not Christian.
Incorrect, actually. Incorrect. Because
Go
by
on,
the
go on.
time Mayweather was allegedly ducking Errol Spence was fighting at 147. At that point, Mayweather had left that belt alone because he done the right thing, which is I don't need to fight mandatories. So this is what I was saying about this. Why I rate what Mayweather was doing is different because once he realized those rightful contenders, He dropped the belt.
But didn't Canelo drop his belt? He dropped the
And
IBF
guess
belt.
what happened?
No, and you're right. You're right. He dropped the IBF belt.
He did what you wanted.
Wait. No, incorrect. He dropped the IBF belt. He still held on to WBC belt, and he didn't fight the rightful contender for the WBC. Neither did he fight rightful contender for the WBA, which was David Morrell. So what you're saying isn't a gotcha
They
moment.
both moved up, like what Abbas is saying.
No,
If both
incorrect,
fighters declared
incorrect.
moving up.
They moved up after the 4th time he chose not to face a rightful contender.
So no, this is why I wanted to make it.
BIYENGE, am I lying?
So,
Am I sounding crazy?
The reason why you can't say it's the 4th time, it's only the 1st time. And the reason I say that is just wait, let me because 3 out of 4 of them fights, you hold Canelo to be okay with. It is only that one Jaime Munguia fight,
No,
according to you.
4 fights. Do you want to know why it's 4 fights?
But you are okay with John Ryder.
No. Listen, but you remember what?
You was all right with John Ryder, right?
Exactly. No. What you're saying is not incorrect. But what I'm saying is, cool. You take 1 fight to fight a commercial fight instead of right contender, fine. You take 2 fights. A bit of a piss take, but the second fight is the big Mexico homecoming. So I'm just like, do you know what? He deserved that for what he's done.
He gave Triple G
the third fight. Remember, let's not forget the 3rd fight was meant to be Jamal Charlo, which was nasty matchmaking because he clearly wasn't in a good space, and then Jamel had to step in. So it was just like, do you know what? Out of a worse circumstance, that's the best you can do. Fair enough. So by the 4th one, 4 fights you didn't fight a rightful contender, and you're trying to tell me we're all supposed to be cool with that?
But
there's nothing wrong with what Canelo's been able to do.
And the other thing I'm just going to put out there.
Hey,
I'm just going to quickly put this out there.
Don't say that, because listen, we're going to get into your boy Tank as well.
Oh yeah, Tank. I'm just going to leave Tank with the fact that my opinion. Tank's the biggest ducker in boxing.
Shafi,
flat out.
Whack.
Screw that guy. Overrated, overhyped. Don't understand how he lands in powerful conversation.
That man cherry picked.
I do not rate him.
Roach. That man cherry picked Lamont Roach.
You know what, Sugar Ray? Hold on, lads. Just 2 seconds. Obviously, this is a bit of a special show, man. So we've got a few people just because I know you have to go. If you do at any point, just let us know. Obviously, Steve, from wherever you are, my brother, you're obviously going to join us.
I'm just going to leave. All I'm going to say one quick thing before I disappear. The only reason we got the Williams School Canelo Álvarez fight was simply because, no, it's not nasty, because without it, guess what? Commercially, you ain't selling undisputed versus undisputed with Crawford versus Indy.
What is going on?
Hell was that, bro?
Come on. That's fuckery. But
let's not do none of that.
We ain't offering street on like that, people.
We do not want that at all, man.
That's the only reason we got that. That's the only reason we got that fight.
That was absolutely
it was
crazy.
setting
Crawford is not undisputed. That's a lie.
No, Crawford's not. But what we can guess what you can do? You can put out the concept of undisputed versus undisputed, because to some people they're going to look at Crawford at undisputed at 147 from Spence. There's going to be a lot of people that will watch that fight.
He ain't been undisputed in like 2 years.
I know he hasn't, but we know what that fight's going to appeal to. That's going to appeal to boxing fans, but also an insane amount of casuals. You can bill it undisputed. You can't bill it as WBA, WBO, WBC, World Super Fight. You know what I mean? But you whack undisputed next to it, commercially it's better. But yeah, that's the reason we got Williams School versus Canelo at this, because I've said this plenty of times. Just go watch one of them videos that they did. They were recording prior to Williams School versus Canelo because they knew that's going to be undisputed and we're going to run with it. That's my thing on that. Now, for Bud Crawford, you're moving up. You want to be great. Guess what? You have a division you can work in, but you've optionally chosen. So I'm going to take you at a 168-pound fighter because there's still work to do at 154 that you have optionally chosen to not do and cash out. Fine. But I'm going to criticize your ass. I'm going to criticize you for coming up short. I will criticize him for coming up short.
Is looking to cash out, and that he deserves that. Canelo's looking to cash out, and he deserves that. However, once again, if you want to decide to be and guess what? Let me finish my Crawford point, and then I'll get on to Lucy. Crawford and Canelo deserve to cash out, and I'm happy for them, and they deserve that, and they deserve all the riches that come with it for what they've done.
But they did.
My
But
whole
Crawford
wait. My
criticism,
whole
don't
point
know
is
for losing. If you did,
has always been if you because look at Crawford for example. Yeah, as soon as Crawford realized he wanted a money fight, he relinquished the belts at 147. Then he kept the belt at 154 until he had leverage, and then he got his fight. But he done the right thing. As soon as he realized, yo, I don't need this no more, he let go. And it's the same way I'm saying with Canelo. Guess what? If you then want to just have your money fights, I'm happy with that. You deserve it. I'm not being hypocritical. I'm saying you deserve that if that's what you want to do. If you are champion, though, you are held by champion responsibilities, which Canelo wasn't living up to. As for Lucy's comment, you're right. Benavidez got in trouble, and it was his fault at the beginning. He got stripped twice. And you know what the equivalent is? It's like saying, oh, someone got given a prison sentence. If they have served their time, they serve their time. Benavidez, like a man, he took his punishment. He came back, got stripped again. He took his punishment and he fought back. So you can't keep on holding that against him, saying, "Oh, well, you got stripped twice."
I'm gonna play devil's
He didn't
advocate.
complain. Wait. Once he got stripped, he never complained. Like a man, he manned up.
What
He
you got
said,
to complain about? Respectfully, you got stripped for a reason.
yeah, exactly. And guess what? There's many people in this world that would still make an excuse instead of saying, "Put my hand up." And he done a respectful thing. He said, "I'll fight for my place," and that's what he done. And then he became the interim champion. And kudos to him. When he realized Canelo was ducking him and was wasting his time, he said, "I'll go up to 175." And guess who became champion there? And then now, I never heard Canelo say any words of Irene going up to light heavyweight because he knows what Bivol will do to him, and he knows he ain't trying to see Benavidez either. And when Crawford beats him, then he's gonna try to go up to light heavyweight.
Ray, honestly, my brother, let me just keep it real with you, man. Like, you've battled and battled, you put in your case across, man. But at the end of the day, look, Canelo warrants what he's been able to do. He did go up to light heavyweight. Not seeing Kovalev look the same since that fight, really. I know you talk about Andre Ward, whatever. He did have that fight with Bivol, but you just look at those two losses he has in his career, and you look at his resume and what he's been able to achieve. He can, as a man, put out a certain figure because everyone's demanding him to fight.
I'm just gonna head off, guys. But Viva Mexico!
Viva Mexico!
What you're saying, I'm not against. What you're saying, I'm not against. But I'm saying if you are going to be the champion and there's a rightful contender, that's a big difference from. It's different if Benavidez was like ranked number 5, he's not an interim champion, and Benavidez is asking for the fight. Then yeah, Benavidez, stay silent because you ain't there yet. And guess what Benavidez done? He racked up the wins. He made himself interim champion.
Yep.
And he made himself number 1 contender. So
Canelo put his price. Canelo put his price,
and guess
price
what?
wasn't met.
I want you to remember this because when other champions do this, I don't want to hear you start saying,
"No, but it's different levels." At the end of the day, Canelo right now is the face of boxing. It's nothing to do with champion. Like Canelo is above a champion. Canelo, his status as a fighter, yes, he's got the belt, that's a bonus, but his status as a fighter is above a champion. So if you're fighting a Canelo, not only do you have a chance to become undisputed, of course, but you're also getting the payday. That's why he was talking to Andrade, who you're talking about when he was talking to payday.
You're right. Was Andrade number 1 contender at that point?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And so then if you are at the end of the day, you can't be undisputed and then be like, this is why I respect what Usyk's doing, because as big as Usyk is, if you're the number 1 contender, he's saying bring on the next contender. That is what a champion is supposed to do. And guess what? And Usyk, you're still getting paid big time when you're facing Usyk. So I'm not trying to hear about, if you want to be undisputed,
which he is,
then you have to defend
undisputed
contenders.
He's defended his belt. He's defended his belt.
You can't contradict yourself. You can't be undisputed.
His belt 4 times. You know, he relinquished the IBF belt. He relinquished the IBF belt. What do you mean? He had Triple G. Did he not defend his?
What's Triple G?
Nah, you can't disrespect
Just a
Triple G
quick
by
one.
saying he's lost, bro, man.
I think Triple G, I say he won the first fight. The third fight was just shocking. Second fight,
he was
against
washed.
Canelo.
Second fight, Canelo got the victory.
He was what? But the first and second fight have nothing to do with the third. By the third fight, it was a cash out for Triple G. And shout out to Canelo for doing that. Triple G was not a rightful contender. Triple G wasn't rightful. So are we saying now, just so we're correct, we are okay with champions not facing the rightful contenders in 4 fights?
No. Look, what I'm trying to say is this. Look. Let me just say this, and because I know you're going to say your point. Canelo, for me, yes, he's a champion, but Canelo is the full package, man. Not only are you getting that title fight, but you're also getting the full package. So this is where it's a bit different in terms of football, for example. Obviously, I'm a Man United fan. Big up to United. Football, you've got the situation where if there's a major final, you've got 2 of the best teams facing each other in the major final. Whereas in boxing, unfortunately, there is that situation where boxing is more of a business where, unfortunately, because of Mayweather or through what he's been able to do in the sport in his latter years, being able to dictate what he's been able to do, that's kind of filtered out to how pay-per-view boxing is happening right now. So you've got the situations where Canelo is looking at numbers and he's saying, look, if the people want me to fight Benavidez, bring me this figure. If not, bring me this figure for Crawford. And look, we're getting the Crawford fight right now.
That's not how it worked, though. Because one, there's a big difference. Once again, Mayweather, whenever he realized those rightful contenders that he didn't want to face, he dropped the belts. So stop comparing Mayweather to Canelo because it's not the same. The only thing that's the same is that they're both, stars per se.
So what? Canelo's not a star of this boxing generation right now.
That's why I just see what I mean. You're being combative because I'm saying literally that's
saying, Canelo right now is the Mayweather of back in the days.
I deny that. You're being too combative. I never said.
I'm just saying though that
Canelo right now. That's what I just said. You're being combative. You're not listening. I literally said the only thing that's similar is both of them are stars. However, how Mayweather conducted himself was very different. Mayweather could you say he picked and choose against other guys that were past it?
I think if Mayweather wanted to, he could have been undisputed if he wanted to, but that wasn't his motivation.
Mayweather also didn't want to face fights that he didn't want to do. So guess what? He didn't fight for the belts. It is. You're right, Lucy. Is as much for the organizations as it is with Canelo, because at the end of the day, I'm saying if you want to be champion, then guess what? You can't just become champion and decide for 4 fights that you just don't want to face the rightful champion. That is rightful contender. That is crazy.
You're more upset with boxing and the organizations as opposed to Canelo.
It's
because
both.
Canelo. No, if for example, if the boxing organizations, because this kind of turns into another debate. If the boxing organizations were more,
let BIYENGE
just
go.
Before you land your point, it's the Crawford era. Yeah, Crawford's gonna beat Canelo. On that note, peace and love. Big up D-Rock. I'm getting bed now. Take care.
We're gonna stay on a bit longer, man.
We'll wrap up in a bit,
we'll wrap up in a bit still, man. But yeah, literally, what I was just about to say is, in terms of what's happening in boxing right now, man, Canelo, he can dictate what he wants, my brother, man. And I know it's more of a situation where if the organizations, if the WBC, the IBF, the WBA, the other organizations, if they were more stricter with the demands of mandatory shots, then maybe it would be a different situation.
Funny enough, that's why he dropped IBF. Funny enough, that's why he dropped IBF, because IBF are one of the few ones that they can let things go for a bit. And then he knew that the same with Usyk. He dropped IBF because he knows IBF and listen, all these organizations are, little crafty and bad in their own way. But IBF is one of the few that they can only tolerate dumbness for so long. Yeah, and the IBF are just going to be like, yo, face the rightful contender. So if that means if you ain't facing the rightful contender, you're ducking. And I don't mind, like I said, 1 or 2 fights not facing the rightful contender. I'm not saying it's right, but I understand. Once you get to 3 or 4 fights, I'm sorry, that can't be excused.
But you can't be angry at Canelo for these things, man.
I'm not angry at Canelo, but
you can't be upset with. You got to more. You got to hate the game. In this scenario, it's more of a hate the game than the player.
I know what the game is. The game is nasty.
It's nasty work, brother.
But then at the same time, you are excusing a champion not doing champion responsibilities, but yet you have more expectation on AJ, who's not a champion, which is crazy. So either you have a bias. For Canelo, or you're not being honest, because you can't say. At the end of the day, what AJ has done in his position, what AJ has done in his position in heavyweight boxing, is solid. 2-time, because the way people try like go on like becoming a 2-time unified champ is some little thing. It's crazy. Not only did he become 2-time unified champion, he becomes such a big A-side that stadium fights have become normal to the point that we don't even realize it's an anomaly. It's like with Messi and Ronaldo, when you're so used to these players getting 40 goals a season, and then the rest of the strikers are getting maybe touching 30 or getting in the 20s, and you're like, oh yeah, you're like good. It's like, no, it's not that you're not good. It's just that those are the anomalies. So the point being is, you can argue championship-wise, has AJ done as much as some other guys? No. Commercial-wise, has he done a lot? Absolutely. So if he in his twilight, then wants to say, I want to pick and choose because he has no championship responsibilities. And let's not forget, one thing about AJ, when he did have the belts, he was facing rightful contenders. So if now he hasn't got a responsibility,
I'm just asking you though, Ray, man. When's the last fight he's won that at that level, bro?
It's not got to do with winning.
Warren,
did he face
Warren
the rightful contenders?
Having the sort of the option to pick and choose certain fights right now. That's what I wanted to know.
You're talking about what fights did he? He is free to do whatever fight because he's less like any other fighter. I've got no belt, so I can make whatever fight. Are you gonna care as much if? Do you care as much if who Dillian White wants to face? He's still got a name. Do you care as much as who Derek Chisora wants to face? He's got a name.
Yeah, definitely. If you're a fan, yeah, definitely.
So does Chisora need to fight a contender?
What, Chisora is the mandatory for the IBF?
No, scrap that. If he wants to take it, does Chisora have to fight a contender if he doesn't want to fight for the IBF belt?
That's where boxing right now.
No, answer the question.
No.
Answer the question.
Chisora doesn't have to. He doesn't have to right now.
So why does AJ when he's not a contender?
But if, for example, if he's offered a certain amount of money, bro, for a certain fight at a level, he's gonna take it, brother, man.
So what you're saying is you have a problem with AJ being commercially aware, but everyone else can be. It's cool. You've just exposed yourself anyway, so it's all good.
No.
Exactly. Thank you. You did fight is exactly because everyone wants to do revisionist history and act like Pulev was people didn't want to fight Pulev at the time. People didn't want to fight Povetkin at the time. People weren't trying to see Usyk at the time.
Come on, brother,
That's
man.
the truth.
Talking about Pulev and Povetkin, man. Come on, brother,
Those
man.
are banana peel fighters at the time. Look what Povetkin done to Dillian. You're saying that like Povetkin didn't sleep Dillian White.
Come on, brother.
You're saying, come on.
You're talking about Pulev
when Dillian White. Exactly, they're banana peels and remember the people that Lennox Lewis slipped against. So you're saying, come on, but guess what? As a champion, you still have to face your mandatories and you still have to beat those tricky fights. Because guess what? Just because you're a champion, things ain't a given. Ask Lennox Lewis, and he'll tell you.
I'm just saying this, my brother, and obviously we're gonna just run through some of the comments, man, and just big up to yourself and for everyone for getting involved. And apologies about this sort of craziness that obviously happened before, man. It was a bit mad, man. But Lucy's Fats, man, big up to you. Thank you so much for getting involved. AJ did fight his mandatories. He He fought a few unattractive fights against Pulev and Povetkin, and Usyk was mandatory as well. Usyk was a tremendous one as well. I'm not saying Pulev and Povetkin were hard fights, but unattractive. He could have definitely made more money fighting
If
someone.
anything, AJ is doing what AJ done as a champion, what we're saying Canelo wouldn't. Whereas you're facing the mandatories that, yeah, they're not unattractive, but guess what? You're the champion, so as the champion, go and face your guys.
Different levels, man.
It's not different levels. That is literally what it is.
Hit. At that point, like, remember, Canelo has cleared out certain divisions. This is a 4-weight champion in his twilight of his career.
We are talking about a champion doing championship responsibility.
We're talking about Canelo the brand, my brother, because Canelo the brand.
AJ was the brand. Lucy even said it himself. AJ could have easily fought guys for more money, and he fought his mandatories. So let's not do that.
So Terence Crawford stands undefeated, 40 wins, 0 losses, and 31 KOs. He's not just beating world-class fighters, he's making them look ordinary, which is true, which is great. And you got to say El Presidente Canelo, when you look at his CV, what he's been able to do.
No one's doubting Canelo's CV. You keep on bringing you're doing politician stuff.
No, but it has to be about his CV, because that's what's created his brand. How do you think he's not all right? It was created if he didn't build the CV that he's been able to build. To warrant him,
we are not debating. We are not debating. You'll keep on doing this politician stuff.
I'm not doing the politician.
Politician. You keep on changing the subject. No one. It's like when you try to put a video about Canelo has not been knocked down. Good for him. What's that got to do with the fact that he's never
been knocked down? I'm just pointing out that he's never been knocked down.
He ducked his right
knocked down a few times. Have you seen
it? Nothing to do with nothing,
brother, man. The not all right is between both guys. It's a bit different.
That's like saying, yo, did Ronaldo ever win the World Cup? No, but he scored some bangers though. I asked, has he won the World Cup? That's what you're doing. You're answering questions that haven't been asked. But
I've answered those questions.
No, you haven't. You've answered the politician you are. And the worst thing is, you're a tank guy as well. And he ducked the rematch with Lamont, and he ducked Shakur Stevenson, and this is the ilk of fighters that's on your jacket. Crazy.
It's crazy.
Tank and listen, I also support Tank cashing out against Jake Paul. I just don't want to hear him in conversations when Shakur and Devin Haney are putting in the work to be great. I don't want to hear that man's name.
You know what? What I would say, one thing I would say though is, this is more of the Mayweather effect, and this is why he's been able to create this situation where you saw how he dictated his latter part of his career. Then by him becoming a promoter, he kind of brought that same thesis to Tank, unfortunately guiding him to certain fights that he didn't have to take, but building his brand, making him a pay-per-view star. So Tank's got to the point right now where I don't agree with it. Obviously, I'm a fan of what he does in the ring, but he's got to the point now where just fighting him is the bag. He's one of the golden fighters.
I don't think he's the bag he used to be even.
I think he still is the bag. He is the bag.
I've been saying this. There's no money in boxing.
I don't even lose this fight. I don't think he's had to as well, because of the fights that have been offered to him for a certain money, man. Oh, him and
listen.
Hey, I know it's dirty, my brother, but we got to look at the numbers and facts. It's like a salesperson. Let me just drop this in. It's like a salesperson joining the company. You've seen his resume, what he's been able to do, and he's on certain wages, my brother. And he's delivering, and he's delivering. So he deserves what he wants.
No. It's the difference. If you were saying it's different, yeah, I'd excuse. Well, I won't excuse it, but I'd understand if it was a case of Tank keeps on taking fights, that are earning him more P's than to fight Shakur. Then I'd understand. There's no way you can tell me him facing Lamont Roach gets him more P's than facing Shakur. You can't tell me that him facing. You can't tell me him facing Garcia got him more money than facing one of the top guys.
The Garcia fight got him a lot of money, my brother. That was a big...
More than what facing Shakur would have got him.
only Shakur's gaining his notoriety now through Turkey offering the big fights, man. But at the time when he was at Top Rank, they're not offering him those kind of Ryan Garcia money.
This is
Bro,
crazy.
let's keep real.
I'm not saying Ryan Garcia. I'm saying Hector Garcia.
I'm just saying. Oh, I thought you were talking about Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia. Yeah, that. See what I mean? But once again, I can't condone it. But Ryan Garcia, I understood. But then after that, he fought Hector Garcia. Wait, did he face Hector?
No, it was Hector. Hector was a tune-up. Then it was Ryan Garcia.
Sorry, apologies. My mistake. Yeah, and who did he face after Ryan Garcia?
After Ryan Garcia, he did what's his name, man? He done that knockout, man, against him, man. Frank.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Do you know what? That was a rightful contender. That was right.
He was asking for him for a while, man. He was asking for him a while.
Contender.
And then Lamont obviously moved up in weight. I know he had options, man, but he got
exactly. And there, the Roach fight was when, because even there was a lot of American public started saying after the Frank Martin fight that, yo, you can't keep on doing this. Because the Roach fight was the one where that was, I think, funnily enough, seen as a tune-up. And Roach came in there and he let him know, like, yo, I'm not your little bro.
It's true. And I think Tank underestimated him. Yeah, Tank underestimated him.
And he ducked it to face Jake Paul. So,
but is that? I wanted to find out. Is that because I saw Mike Coppenville obviously put something out there, man? But is that confirmed? Has Tank put it out there so people?
I don't listen. Tank put it out there. Tank didn't put it out there when he had his own fight, so I don't know. But all I know, there's a lot of reputable sources that have said that fight is on, including Jake Paul himself, including Netflix. And when you have big. And here's the difference. When big organizations like Netflix, I'm not saying it can't not happen, but when big organizations like Netflix put their hat in the ring and say, this is happening, I don't trust them to renege on something like that, because there's too much money in that for it to not happen. So the way I see it, fine, take the money fight. Don't, for the meanwhile, Tank is not allowed to be in the pound for pound list. I'm not trying to hear.
He's out there. He is out.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hear people say, "Rah, Shakur's ducking him." I'm not trying to hear that. Oh yeah,
no. Shakur's been calling him out, bro. Like, I'm not.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not even saying that. Public. I'm not trying to hear anyone talk about how, "Rah, Tank will mess up this person and that person if they fought," because guess what? You've had the opportunity and you've chosen not to. And that's fine. And if you don't want to take it and you want to make your money and cash out, that is fine. But all the bad boy talk ends now. I'm not trying to hear about, if Tank fights this one, all these hypothetical fights that people keep on putting Tank in. I'm not trying to hear that, because the only two people that are really going for it to be great are Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. And out of them two, outside of them two, I'm not trying to hear about other people in the lighter weight class chat rubbish on them. Because those are the only ones that go for it. And if you want to talk about ducking, Shakur is the most ducked one out there.
No, you know what? It's a fair point. It's a fair point what you're saying. And look, at the end of the day, I think the whole Tank thing, and look, we're not gonna obviously do this any longer. I can't believe we've obviously did an hour, man. Big up to you, man. This is the overtime, man. Big up to you. We're obviously gonna do like a little 5 minutes just to wrap it up, man. But for me, Tank, love him or hate him, he's been able to become a global star in boxing, not through.
Let's not say global. Let's not say global.
Let's just say he's been able to be a star of boxing right now.
Yeah.
And that's because Mayweather's been able to orchestrate at the beginning of his career to build his brand to the point where he's looking at, okay, the business side as opposed to the resume side. Because if he was an old school fighter that, you know, we love, like a Usyk, for example, taking the mandatories, fighting, you know, the best, proving yourself against the best, then we would have saw this Shakur fight long time ago. We would have saw this Haney fight long time ago.
You can't compare Usyk to a lot of these guys because he's cut from a different cloth and different generation.
But Canelo is as well, my brother, man. You got to give Canelo.
This is what you guys do. I never don't
give him that respect as well, my brother.
I always give Canelo his respect. My only issue with Canelo is if you want to do the twilight stuff in your career and pick and choose your opponents, fine. Do not hold up the aspirations of people that want to be great. That's always my thing. Do not hold up the aspirations of people that want to be great, because this is why I know David Benavidez just wanted to become champion, because he said, I could wait on you. And he said, you know what, bun this, I'm going to go to 175 and I'm going to fight. And he became champion again.
Yeah, man. You have to big up
So
to
that's what I'm not trying to hear when people are saying Canelo wanted that fight. I'm not trying to hear it, because if it was really about the belt,
nah.
And
me personally, I'll say this point.
If it's not about it, I'm also fine with that. But then let go of championship status and let people be great.
But the thing is, my brother, you're right with what you're saying. But at the end of the day, boxing now is a business, and Canelo
it's always been a business.
It's a business, but it's more down to the organizations to be like, yo, Canelo, stop paying us. So it's my money. You need to.
Organizations are there to get paid. I don't expect organizations.
But the IBF have been doing it though.
Have dignity. I like when they.
Been lovely recently, brother.
I like when they do, but I don't expect them to. So therefore, if it's not on the champion themselves to not face the contenders, that once again that is fine. But then we also have to call out if it's a duck, and that's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is, my brother, is Canelo has the license to do whatever he likes. It's one of those things where now you're looking at he's fighting, arguably could be one of his trickiest fights, man.
And the funniest thing about this poster, Crawford's taller than Canelo, and they made it look like Crawford's the smaller guy. I've seen them stand side by side. Crawford's not
not taller, man.
That's the angle. No. Watch them side by side. That's the angle. Canelo. No. Even in billing, Crawford is literally taller than Canelo. He is. Get a picture of them side by side. He is literally taller than Canelo. Not by a great amount, but it's just funny how
dimensions.
It's just funny how that's depicted. But listen, man.
Nah, big up.
I've got to chop rice before bedtime. So
nah, of course, man, my brother. Big up to you once again. Thank you so much for doing this lovely debate. It's obviously good because obviously at the end of the day, we have a family WhatsApp group. We have these discussions, and we just thought, why not have this discussion live on TV for the community to get involved. Thank you all for getting involved as well. You got Lucy, obviously BNG. Everyone that got involved as well, and Kami, STAYWEIGHIN, Abbas for just joining in as well. It was obviously good love, good energy. No, it was good, man. It was good love, good energy. Guys, let us know your thoughts about the debate. What did you think about the debate? Ray's points, was it good about AJ? Canelo's points, was it good? Did I make some good points on Canelo? Just let us know why both guys warrant to navigate their careers the way they are right now. So brother, once again, big up to you, big up to the whole of the STAYWEIGHIN brothers. We're obviously loving the energy, loving the vibes, and we obviously appreciate you always, man. So bro, God bless. And the people, once again, apologies for what happened in the last few minutes of the stream. That was absolutely crazy, but we don't condone any behavior like that was absolutely stupid. So whoever that was, just what's the point? What did you gain from that, man? But not in a negative note. We're obviously going to end this on a positive note. Big up to you, and God bless everyone once again. Love.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. I start my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flex me a bag by the end. Say, it's another one.